said like when his hair got longer, he got worse. Because actually, when he was in Virtus Pro, it was as long as he could. Why am I talking about this now?
I didn't bring it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brought hair up!
Stop wasting our time, Paul.
Yeah, Paul, stop
Paul,
it,
it's your
please.
fault.
You're very superficial, Paul.
Yeah. I don't like that about you, but fine.
Draft is underway. Thank the freaking Lord to save us from talking about hair again.
So what we did say in the previous game, though, to get down to business. For Team, we didn't really like the way they used the tiny last game in terms of itemization and gameplay.
The early blink.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't
do anything after that, did they?
Yeah, they bought a blink and then farmed with it mainly. They didn't find openings. Do you feel like there's a different hero you would put Ryoya on in this game, or do you think the tiny was actually fine but they played?
I mean, the tiny is always a hit or miss hero, right? Like either you have like an amazing game, you find like all these games, I mean all these ganks.
That was a great conversation. Killed off.
Clearly he was a threat.
And NiP obviously thought he did a lot. Maybe, I have no idea.
I mean, do you find that, by the way, all three of you, because you're all, you've all played in top teams, you've all been there and done it and seen it. Do you find that when we talk about it as a panel, and we're looking at the game, you think, blimey, that tiny was pretty ineffective in that game, or didn't look that good. But when you're playing in the game, sometimes it feels different, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It genuinely, you could go, guys, please ban that tiny. It was a nightmare for me to deal with in that last. I know we won, but my God, I really don't want to play again. There is that kind of feeling, isn't there?
The thing that's deceptive when you watch Dota, as we do when we watch the regular broadcast, that you see both teams playing at the same time.
Right.
And all of the elements of fog, it's difficult to comprehend what's going on in the game if you can't watch one team's perspective. So maybe NiP felt like in the last game, maybe we thought the tiny didn't do so much, but for NiP it was maybe a bit... They didn't feel like they could play as freely as they wanted because the tiny was missing. Even if you didn't find the kills, they were limited in farm and couldn't play as aggressive as they liked. And since they went for the IO again, I would imagine that they felt like tiny was a problem. So, see if it's tied again.
So,
wow, what a nice prediction by Cinder.
IO gyro. Amazing.
Wow.
Wow, look at me.
Is it the same game?
Amazing.
No, there's no tiny. We've already covered that.
Yeah.
Is it the same game?
No, there's no tiny.
Is it the same game?
No, there's no tiny. We've already covered that.
Like, wow, just twice as enough.
Sorry.
So the banned Medusa, I like the Tusk against IO in general. I think it's a good hero at getting on top of the IO, isolating it with shards, and talking it down so that...
Jesus!
Is that a brood
pretty scary.
on the arm?
Is that?
Yeah.
Yes, the
That's
player.
scary.
Who could possibly have a brood mother?
No, it's PPD.
That's right.
PPD is disgusting, so you have
it. Got it.
Who has brood on his arm?
PPD.
That might be one of those like kitty thing though. I don't think he's like a real man to put a real one.
He has a brood and he has a visage on a tombstone. And
wow, that's very grim.
We have a third. I know those two. Where though?
How do you know so much about his arms and how far up it is? Kind of interested.
I've seen a picture of him tweeting.
Really?
As a matter of fact, yes. I have not checked in person.
You follow his Twitter?
Yeah, I do. Need some salt.
Yeah.
Get it online. He's not that salty. He used to be a... He got his
He's
salt
pretending.
reputation.
He's only pretending not to be salty.
Maybe he's maturing a bit. You could learn from that. Some people...
I am very mature.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm older than you.
Are you? No, you're not.
I mean, physically
5
maybe.
seconds remaining.
Physically.
He's definitely not mentally.
Oh, that was very rude. What? Can you tell him to stop?
Yeah, can you stop
bullying me?
Why are you bullying that guy?
Black? That's a ban.
That's a ban.
I'm just helping you and you ban me?
Yes, because you're not...
He doesn't want white knights.
That's right.
I'm a black knight.
Knighting me?
I'm a black knight. That's how we're gonna talk Dota?
I mean, maybe we could actually implement something on this panel where Bulldog gets 1 ban a day. He could just throw someone off the desk.
He's allowed to.
You're out.
What do you think?
You're out, Sid.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Get out of there, please.
Okay.
What if you ban Paul?
Am I banned by production? They're not saying anything, so I guess I have to... For you?
I like you. Don't worry.
So what's different from last game? They banned Spirit Breaker. They banned the Elder Titan again. So I wonder what PD is going to grab from his active hero this game. There's no Spirit Breaker. The Tusk is picked. The Titan is out.
Do you like him better on a more passive 5? on a Lich or an Undying or
Bane.
something that he's got like almost a one-click. Like I've got one thing to do. That's it.
I think he's stronger when he plays a bit more in the backlines.
Yeah, because he can control the game more. Then kind of you can call things better. You can see the whole match.
You get a different perspective if you are always the one create the moves and engage. Naturally you will focus more on looking for opportunities rather than looking for macro stuff for your team. But if the lineup demands it, I think the Bane is actually not necessarily that bad of a suggestion. It's one of the heroes left that's pretty good with IO and that PP definitely plays, so they might be considering it. An alternative route here is to go for something like an Oracle as a defensive secondary support with IO, but then you really need 2 cores that can set up your move for you, like the Kunkka we've talked about is a good, for example. The reason I think of Oracle is pretty good against the... Oh, those one more.
It's almost the same hero, Sven and Oracle, I think.
No, it's almost the same as Spirit Break. In the logic
so you think Sven...
I think it's position 5.
5, yeah.
It's... The nice thing about it is that it's open-ended. They could put it as an off-lane hero as well. They could even technically play it with IO. I don't think they would.
If there was a meta last year, it was definitely flex picked, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty strong for...
Yeah. Probably 18
That's
probably 18 months, yeah.
That's when Misery really made it a big thing. He wasn't the first one to pick heroes that could play multiple roles, but he was focusing on it a lot more than other players were at the time. No Storm. Oh, right for it again.
Can Black stop? It's Black doing his microphone thing.
What? I'm not doing anything.
I'm sure no one is hearing that. Oh, you talked about micro. Can you stop moving, Synderen?
I'm sitting really still right. Okay, I'm gonna try to move a little bit, then we'll see if I'm making it. I did nothing.
Okay, it's not me.
I mean,
who knows?
It's fine. No one is hearing. It's only we're imagining it. All of us at the same time.
Oh, it's back.
Is it?
That's just your voice.
So the Jug on the one side, which we've seen before from TEAMTEAM, but the Enigma.
Enigma's amazing
pajamas
against both Jug and Tide.
Yeah.
It gives NiP some, I would say, much needed fight. They need to play around. They have the Gyro who can go in and deal some damage, but there needs to be a condition for him to dish it out. This Enigma is a pretty good approach. We kind of just glanced over the Grimstroke and didn't talk about it too much. This is a good hero against IO. Obviously binding together IO and the tethered target, and you can combine with that. Does not synergize with Omnislash. Okay.
You split up and you become 2 Juggers.
That would be crazy.
It's double Ravage.
That would be some enemy.
Get double Ravage.
Double Ravage.
Double Ravage?
Yeah.
Because you hit both of them.
Oh.
Because they're next to each other.
Double, what with the tusk?
10 seconds remaining.
Double punch?
And I'd be banned.
5 seconds remaining.
I wanna go. Pugna ban. So another adjustment based on the...
And it's very hard banning. Like, just ban the previous heroes. Some very advanced stuff.
Not everybody can do that.
Yeah, you gotta predict. I mean, if I was TEAMTEAM, I would have predicted the Sven and Enigma. I would have banned those instead of just previous heroes.
Okay. And then they would not have picked the previous...
No, because they're not good anymore.
Oh.
You got Grimstroke this time around. Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's the last
good
ban?
Spirit Breaker counter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Black, can you talk a little bit?
I mean...
I want to hear your opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I think your opinions that you're making are just...
for you. What do you think about Jug against Sven in this pack? In the past he gave armor, now he gives the damage. I think it makes a big difference.
I mean, it's much better early, but later it's...
Mathematically, it's better.
Early, not late.
Mathematically.
Another last ban, Huskar, which they've been doing a lot, and then OD comes out.
Yeah, we spoke about OD last game. Very good against all these heroes.
Yeah.
Except against Grimstroke, probably. Like, you throw the ghost on... Or like the... Is it a ghost, actually? What is it?
It's his wife, been told. He's throwing.
It is.
His wife?
Yeah.
Okay, so he throws his wife on the OD, and then OD can't cast spells for a while. Obviously, it's troublesome.
Pretty big distraction.
5 seconds
Wife thrown on
remaining.
we can't really concentrate usually. It's a phantom. That's the word. Called Phantom's Embrace.
Yes.
And it is a ghost as well.
Yeah, that. I look at this NiP lineup and I see a lot of cooldown reliant heroes. Like both OD and Enigma are not nearly as strong when they're all cooldown. And as for TeamTeam's side, they have some okay saves to maybe stay alive throughout all of this. If they find the right last pick direction.
Oh boy.
This is a very heavy 5-man from TeamTeam. Juggernaut, DP, and Tide. And NiP have a bit of split in the way of IO, but this time they don't have the Nature's Prophet pushing out lanes. It's an Enigma, and that plays a different pace.
Is that not good for TeamTeam though?
I like TeamTeam's chances better in this game,
Yeah,
think,
I mean they have a group up and play 5-man kind of team, so this presumably plays to their strengths, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say team.
Yeah. Team. But
So
that's not my prediction for winning, but I'll say it.
Okay. Sorry, I thought that was your prediction.
Same prediction.
I'm sorry, I have to take your first answer.
That was his prediction.
Only. So team for Synderen. Okay.
I will go with NiP.
Oh, that's...
Same logic as last game, honestly. I don't think they massively outpicked team, but I think they're still the better team.
What about DP versus OD though? The counter pick. Because you're very strong when he's weak.
I don't really know how that lane goes. I haven't seen it lately.
I mean, no. The lane is completely fine for OD, but like the timing that you have on the DP is like when OD is at his weakest, so it'd probably be like a non-factor.
Okay. Black. Which way?
NiP.
NiP.
Yep, that's a really good DP pick indeed then.
Admiral Bulldog.
I think NiP's draft cannot die. They have so much heal from the Wisp and Sven, and then they have Enigma will go all tank items, and then they have save as well, so no one will die on their team, pretty much ever.
Zero death game.
Okay.
Almost.
NiP for Admiral Bulldog as well. Let's find out from our commentary team what their picks are, gents. Is it NiP clean sweep?
I want to be different, but I'm kind of feeling NiP as well. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I want to be different as well, but I lost some of the bets earlier today, so I'm just going to go with NiP. I think they have a lot of sustain with the Enigma, Sven, IO, and I don't think they can match because they play around the Tides Ravage and DP ulti. That's fine.
All right, 5 out of 5 for NiP. Let's find out how they get on in game 2.
Yeah, I'm not willing to risk those points, right? I'm just looking at this, and it's IO, and we were talking about the Axe benefits, especially like this Sven giving the Axe benefit over level 15 IO, and it's probably better than just tethering your
What about OD with Aghanim Scepter? One of the worst Aghanim Scepter upgrades in the game. Next.
Enigma? Enigma's pretty good though. Midnight Pulse already in a black hole, and these are tanky heroes, the Death Prophet, the Tide Hunter. Gonna hurt.
I love the Enigma pick because they needed something to deal with the Tide Hunter and the Juggernaut Spin. There's not many heroes that can deal with Tide Hunter. There's a Disruptor with the ulti to keep him in place, try to kill him, Doom, and this guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the big thing as well. It's been interesting to watch this with the drafts, is what drafts have BKB piercing abilities. Interestingly enough, a lot of teams have been not getting their hands on these type of skills. So that definitely gives inherent advantage to NiP as this game goes on, especially against the Juggernaut who has that play period. Now, pressure coming out from TeamTeam. They start up to try and slow us down, but it's too late. Ace will be the first blood. Took all 5 heroes though. But the problem was, NiP have all the heroes down here as well.
They didn't have Farah. Farah could have saved him with Astral.
Yeah, any more laughs? You looking forward to that being removed from the game, or you?
Oh yes. It's fun for the first couple of times, and it gets annoying.
1st of February, I think, and it's gone. There's been actually like some of these cosmetic effects are odd in that I've seen techies hiding their minds underneath the snowman.
Alright, we just broke the game. There's gonna be 3 runes for TeamTeam and the first blood. And I don't want to play against it, that's why I just moved from that topic.
I'll break it in a different way so you don't get techies to games. Shadow Fiend, I don't know if they must have fixed this. He can deny snowmen to get souls.
Frog, please.
Just a few things from our overlords of Valve. Nice things that don't affect the game in any way. So this mid lane matchup, this is, would you say this is Farah favored or is this Ryoya favored?
I didn't see it too often, but 2 times I saw it, it was in favor of OD. Because if he just uses Spirit Siphon, you use Astral, run away from it.
But, you know, you can eventually get a point in silence, but it's kind of awkward because you don't want to be maxing out the silence, so it's not the longest duration.
You don't want to get point in silence early on. And also, with the Equilibrium and Arcane Orb, you're going to deal so much damage. It's going to be an easy pickup. And look at Sven. Sven's getting a ton of XP from.
Yeah, PBD is happy. The early levels on Sven can go a long way. It's just looking at that scenario, the pull.
PBD wants to kill this range creep. I would definitely kill it and say sorry.
Whoops.
Oh,
Is this how you play support?
oh he missed. He denied instead of getting a...
No pressure, but we
kill.
were watching. He's taking a lot of damage here, but there's always the frustration. Is Inkswell you can get close enough, but it's not like having something like a Slardar with a Grimstroke. You don't have the follow-up stun to lock them in place long enough to kill. Of course, Enigma, a hero that led the way in the change to the XP denial because of how easy it was for him to lane in the previous patch. He still can starve you off a little bit, it's just less noticeable than last time.
Yeah, but it's still great. He's a self-sustainable off-laner and gets the lane back, which means that the other supports will need to move, so you can expect their movement on the mid, and you can play a tri-lane on bottom, or just play a dual lane and rotate one of the heroes on a mid lane.
So far, speaking of that mid lane, there is a lead already built for the OD. And this is courtesy of the Astrals, of course.
Yeah, once he gets Arcane Orb on level 4, it's going to become a problem for a DP.
And you have to look at which one can recover if something goes wrong, right? Like a DP, you can't easily go to the jungle. Whereas Sparta, if someone stacks for him, and he just comes into the jungle...
Yeah, it's a different OD. He has a splash damage now, so he can recover even though he's not the best at it. They picked Greedy, Enigma, OD. Both of these heroes need a lot of time to actually come online, but they have Io Gyro, they have a Sven, that they can easily rotate.
And that's the thing, the Io does have plenty of tether targets, we said at the start. You know, obviously the OD one not so good, but the rest on the table is pretty useful. The Side Gunner, the God Strength buff up for the rest of your team, and of course that Midnight Pulse on top of your Black Hole. At the same time, you could look at that the other way. If Saxa tries to do too much, he could slip up. So, do you think the main target for him when you get to these mid-game team fights is going to be Sven to buff everyone up? Or is it going to stick as Gyro?
Ah, he's just going to stick to Gyro. He could pop an AoE ulti from Sven, then switch back to Gyro, and then they play AoE ulti. Also, I think OD's job in this game is going to be just better positioning. He's not going to rely that much on dealing the damage. Instead, he needs to save teammates with Astral.
Yeah, especially when you look at what's on the side of TEAMTEAM. You know, you got the Snowball, War's Punch, you got the Omni Slash especially. There's a lot people need to be saved from.
It's going to be hard to itemize as well on OD, because you kind of need a BKB, but you don't want to buy it since you're playing against a DP and the Juggernaut.
I think the other thing to look at is that Sven. Once you get points in the bubble, the Warcry, it's another form of save. That extra damage you're absorbing is going to be pretty effective against TEAMTEAM's lineup. You can already see, unlike the core Svens we've been seeing, like I think it was Old 11 was just maxing out, stun, cleave. We do see a point early on in Warcry here.
He could get one more point and stun, just for some extra damage, and then max out Warcry.
Okay, use that stun on Ix Mike here. He needs to escape, but he leveled in Snowball. Luckily for him, Sandboy's come across with Inkswell. There's Snowball in, they want to get the PvP. No! The Eidolons block him out from chasing here. At least clean them up. Vengeance on the children of Enigma.
That's a lot of time wasted. Both supports inside of TEAMTEAM are level 2. We saw that in a previous game as well. They're trying to rotate, and Enigma is denying a lot of their XP as well.
Yeah, just waiting for the shrine to come up.
3 for NiP this time.
Looking pretty good, especially when you consider that shrine had to be used this early on the side of TEAMTEAM. And the CS lead is growing exponentially. It's 13 to 26, and 15 denies on the OD, by the way.
TEAMTEAM can't find any openings. They need to use a smoke. Mike has enough gold to buy it, because they're not doing anything at the moment. They're just trying to pull. They devorted their camp, trying to level up on both supports. How's mid doing? 29-17 against 15-3. Well, Farah is the master of this hero.
3 null talismans already, and it's not going to get easier from this point on.
And he's saving a point. If he gets a couple of stacks on Arcane Orb, he could easily blow up a DP. DP's level 4 only.
A sad mid-game for Yoya here so far. 2-level advantage to Farah. And this just doesn't get easier, because we were talking about how as you get points in there, you get your orb, you can actually go off to the jungle, quickly farm a camp, come back, continue the pressure. Same time, a Death Prophet to do that, Crypt Swarm has a noticeable cooldown if you're trying to rapidly farm through camp. And if you run into those dreaded puddle on the screen, 33, is he screwed is the question. He tried to break the tree, but too late. The ice has come out, now the stun from BBD. Looking to turn around, the wall strike gives the shield. 33 is going to survive. Ike's Mike might not be so lucky. The Ink Swell buys a little bit of time. Sammy Boy with TP away, and Mike's been left behind.
They only got Mike. If they could get a jug there as well, it would be huge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Problem is, there's no punishment for Fada. He left his lane, but this is a DP that's still level 5. Hasn't even managed to reach the tower yet to apply any pressure.
Yeah, I feel like we saw today a couple of times where you have a 10th pick and you actually pick a worse matchup for yourself instead of getting a better one. When there was a Shadowfin in game and now a DP against OD.
It's been an odd day in that regard, definitely. Like, I think that Shadowfiend DK game was like if you looked at it in a vacuum between those two heroes, but you have to look at the rest of it.
We have to give credit to Earth Spirit in that game as well.
Definitely.
He managed to hit every single roll on a Shadowfiend. There's a big stack on the side, top, 2 stacks for either Jug or maybe Enigma. You can also farm it.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it there too long. There are heroes on the side of NiP that can take it, whether it's the Enigma, the Aldebara, or even the Jara. He actually might die here. He goes for TP away, he reads it correctly. Home missile will not connect in time. He did TP all the way back to base though, which is just more free space. If you look at the CS difference between most of these lanes right now, I mean, tied 24 compared to 41 on the Gyro. We already talked about the mid, which is almost double the CS for the OD. The only one really keeping up is the Juggernaut.
Yeah, they seem to love their Jug. Always goes for Battle Fury to keep up with the enemy's safe lane carry farm.
And we said about how greedy NiP's lineup was, they can get away with this. Smoke movement coming in, Snowball spots out 33. Moving in right now, for a side to slow down. Shard's in the wrong spot. He should still fall though. Phantom's Embrace will make him go pop. Problem is, Nushrum's the one that gets the kill there. You really want to give that over to either your Juggernaut or your Death Prophet.
Yeah, since DP rotated, you want to get the last hit, and the lane is not in a good position. When you rotate with a DP, you want to pop that ulti and take the tower.
That was what they were looking for, and you see them actually stick Grimstroke mid. They're trying to copy what NiP done last game and this game, which is gone, okay, PBD does a lot with levels. Let's just give him solo XP in the mid lane while we make things happen elsewhere.
Yeah, and he's stacking as well.
For the OD, who is also stacking at the bot Ancients as well. Starting to spy out the rotation coming from TEAMTEAM. That's an abort. The problem is they can't hang around here too long. If you waste too much time looking for the perfect exorcism opportunity, you're missing your windows. I think that's kind of the weird thing with DP is there's a lot more emphasis on how you use an Exorcism as opposed to like an Elder Dragon form from the DK. You just pop it, you whittle away at the tower. With a DP, you are hard committing to whatever you use your ult.
Yeah, you need to get a tower kill or get a kill, deal some damage to the tower, while Dragon Knight really doesn't care about it. Even if he gets 200, doesn't get a kill, he's still fine.
All in all, so far, net worth lead in favor of NiP, and the XP lead is the more interesting one as this goes on, especially once the OD gets his skills maxed out. He'll just burn through any path with it. Rax, under, just trying to buy time for the runes, but the Exorcism comes out. Ryo, no!
Oh.
It's completely wasted here.
Blocks his own teammate.
They get the runes, they need to rush to try and push for this bot tier 1.
But they're gonna get 4 runes for it. Sammy Boy left his lane, picked up the 2 runes instead of NiP.
But they have actually left DP alone with the Exorcism in the bot lane. They'll chip away at the tower a little bit, but it's not got enough time left on it to actually really do any serious damage to this tier 1. Bit of a fluff use of the first Exorcism. Yes, you get 4 runes, but you're looking for that big impact, that first tower taken. Pressure might now come from NiP. When you identify this with this type of lineup, you instantly know you can go, right? You've got your Black Hole, you've got that Warcry to just tank you up and allow you to go deeper. No hero looks insurmountable at that stage.
They're really not in a rush to do anything. They survived the early stage, even though with the greedy pick, all they need is levels and a couple of items. Enigma, I like the build. I'm glad he skipped Helm of the Dominator, which is kind of a normal build on Enigma, but he's just going for a mech. He wants to tank up, and I think Mech into Blink Dagger or Mech into BKB into Blink Dagger because they have nothing that goes through the B.
They'll relocate there, but the temptation would have been there, right? When you look at this game and you're on the side of NiP, 33's going, no one really hits towers except me. So you could kind of justify Helm Dominator, but I think you're right. This build's going to be more favorable as you move into these big team fights. I think that's the difference. Like in this type of game, your Enigma needs to be involved from an early point, right?
He still pressures the tower. It also opens up the Roche bottom lane.
TPD, stunned up, should be falling here. Cryptstorm gets the final touch. Astro and Fada try and slow things down a little bit. Should be able to kill on this tower though. They've got the whole team here on the side of TEAMTEAM, so I damn well hope so.
They're just gonna trade the towers. Or Tidehunter running with the phase boots. He might actually
He's a little bit late.
Get in range.
Just about. One tentacle. All it takes. Oh, they give it over for nothing. I mean,
I was not lying.
Well.
He really got in range.
He did. Just about.
To give them a mean look across the river.
Intimidation tide. Problem is, they did go top now. Like, Enigma was already pushing here, so they're going to get 2 towers for the price of 1.
You can feel the difference.
Mid.
Rotation.
OD.
NiP.
They're going to be able to find him here. Inkswell's going to be there. Astro would buy a little bit of time, but no one has come to help him. Timeboy gets the kill. Now they'll look for this tier 1 in response. There you go. Another exorcism used. Ryoya, knowing it's worthwhile. Like this is the most important part of the game still. Even after the change to the map, the patch, tier 1 mid is still the most crucial, the most useful. Smoke movement though. NiP, they want to backstab this.
Juggernaut is really low on mana.
TP from Enigma, it's too late. Maybe if you go a little bit sooner, but I don't think 33 had TP. Well, he should have TP available, right? Missed opportunity, they'll feel. Especially seeing as they had that DD on the gyrocopter as well. They could have got a lot of gold out of that. As a result, TEAMTEAM starting to actually hit their points with this DP. They've got 2 towers knocked off the board right now. They'll probably look towards the top tier 1 next. Just get the easy ones out of the way. And it pushes the side of NiP out of your jungle then, so your Juggernaut can go farm there with the Battle Fury.
And what do they have with Grimstroke? Double Jug ulti, double Spirit Siphon, double Gush. Nothing too strong besides Omnislash.
I mean, I'm hoping it's double Omnislash.
I mean, it should work. Just probably don't get the animation.
Just full anime mode. I don't care about the animation, I just want the anime effect. It's interesting to see nonetheless. But other than that, it's just more, feels like more holding them together. But you look at these heroes, like your big ult is your Tide, right? And Exorcism is decent as well. But holding them together, it's not like the same effect as having a Lich with Chain Frost, for example, is a perfect combo for a Grimstroke usually. There's no big concern beyond what is already
preparing something on the bottom lane.
This could be a pincer.
Ate a couple of trees with the phase boots. He could run in.
Yeah, cut the trees, and that'll reveal what's going on. They'll move away. Runes are up in 20 seconds, and TEAMTEAM, they are situated around this bot area. How badly does Saxa want a rune, though? Not that badly. That does mean that the top runes are free for NiP to pick up. There's no pressure on them. And that's kind of the name of the game so far, is 33 in that top lane. They got a kill on him earlier, but other than that, there's not really been any pressure on him. Just been left to his own devices.
Yeah, he's just farming, but I don't like he upgraded the magic stick, bought the bracer, has Guardian Greaves. I feel like BKB in this game is a must-have, especially early on. Mech is fine for a team fighting potential, region, mana as well. Because you're investing 1.7k gold for Guardian Greaves. I don't think that's gonna do that much
on the grand scheme of things, but instead going for that double brace, that does slow him down a bit. Because I just made that statement, right? He's been left alone. He's not being pressured at all. This double bracer isn't getting value right now. He's just pushing. Uncontested factors. PPD lingers around the top, and they push him for this tier 2. They even cut the trees with the Midnight Pulse to make sure there's no one lingering in there. The very intimidating spend support gold strength has been activated.
He doesn't have attack speed, but he still deals damage.
Every little bit counts. DP coming in, 33. Well, Sammy Boy was going to commit hard. And so far, TEAMTEAM, they've just been doing a really good job of dodging this Enigma altogether. We haven't seen a single black hole.
He didn't see a single Ravage as well.
Insurance policies for both teams so far. Lucian is lingering here, though. There you go. PBD hangs around with the catapult to get the kill on the tier 2. And nothing really achieved by the side Team so far. They're going to go for the tier 2 now. The whole team is around this jug, though. They've got the high ground secured, and that means there will be a backup from the Enigma.
Whole team or whole team?
The whole of Team are forming team strategy around team. It feels like I feel like last game, this game, Team they do put a lot of emphasis on this bot area of the map, right? It's not just me. This was the like I kind of get it from behind, and you are a little bit behind net worth, but you might be behind in kills at this rate. IX Mike snowballed by a little bit of time, but that'll be the first kill of the board for NiP. Been waiting long enough for it. We're 17 minutes into the game. We have 7 kills.
Yeah, not too much action. Both teams want to fight and don't want to fight at the same time. They feel like they can drag this game in the mid/super late game. But I think it favors more NiP. You have OD, Enigma, then you have IO Gyro, plus the Sportsman. Now he has Warcry maxed out. There's going to be extra 440 HP for his team.
Kind of that point is once BKBs are up to both sides, this Ravage loses its real effect, and suddenly all the pressure is just on Juggernaut, whereas, as you said, NiP, OD can be pretty relevant late on, just melts through the supports, through the BKBs and the others. The Enigma is always going to be good. Jara, Klopka, and Sven are going to contribute more as this goes on.
Yeah, this Grimstroke, I'm a big fan of a Grimstroke if you have good ultis to combine him with, but this hero is not doing anything. He's not farming, he's not pushing the wave, he has no points on Stroke of Fate. He's level 9. He's not getting any extra gold from his talent at all. So his task, he's level 6 only.
Radiant's top tower.
That's kind of a result of them moving together so much. I mean, they're going to finally move on this tier 1 top. They don't have to commit the exorcism. But NiP kind of in the same scenario for the most. They do linger around next to each other with 33 just being the one guy off somewhere else. Because he knows the moment he cues a TP, everyone panics and runs away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Like no one wants to be his friend.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this reminds me of one guy from UK. And it's not Toby.
Why are you going to be mean to pull like that? Oh, let's go. Excellent soulbind. They'll be able to run through him. The Ravage commit to ensure the kill into the Ira and the Gyro. Exorcism as well, though, and there's no tower nearby. They will head towards the Roche.
They have DP ulti running. They have Vlad's on a Tidehunter. That's an easy kill. Also, healing word from Juggernaut. I don't think that's going to even be used.
NiP know this, though. They're just going to take the tier 2 top. They say, okay, let's make sure we never have to come down here again. So next time this happens, we're in the neighborhood. The thing, this is, I feel kind of crucial for Team. Like, they need this Aegis to now start making moves because so far they've just been frozen at the fort of a good Enigma black hole.
Yeah, first Ravage used, they got the advantage, they got the Roche, but they lost all Arrow towers besides the one on mid.
Definitely running out of places to hide. Sammy Boy, it's got the Sanjin Yasha now. And who's going for next? There's some coming out on the courier right now as Tidehunter does get killed in his own base.
Yeah, T-Tours, didn't see it. OD, level 15. Is building towards that BKB. I think it's a correct choice. First Yasha and Kaya, just for some extra movement speed with the phase boots. He's really agile, hard to catch in a team fight. Also, I think he's gonna need a blink dagger and the hex this game.
It's kind of interesting when you see these changes to heroes and then new items and how they kind of combine. Yasha definitely being one of those items for a hero like OD. I mean, we saw it before, people trying to make Storm Spirit work with that instead of Bloodstone. But this is the type of hero that just a few extra strikes can make all the difference. Get that big, super powered ult, and he's got the sources for that, right? This Tide, who's always so tanky, is up against pure damage. It's kind of like the effect of if you had a really fast slug up against an axe. But, more chances to hit you. More essence stack. Creates kind of this snowball factor for the side of NiP in these fights. A gentlemanly argument over the creeps there. Sammy Boy's back to playing around this bot area. Maybe he can just apply some pressure to this tier 3, force some people to come back because they are taking the tier 2 mid. This is the thing. NiP, I think when you look at this from the high ground perspective, I'd say NiP has an easy way to approach that, right? If you're team, you're going up into a black hole, a Sven stun in a condensed area, a big science eclipse.
Yeah, it's hard to see tier 3. They might commit, but I don't think they can. Like, it could easily backfire, and there's IO Gyro on your top lane, so they need to defend it.
They're going to try and cut them off. Mike's moving across right now. Snowball through. They can relocate out if they want.
They're going to catch Tidehunter on mid.
Ace. Uh-oh. The Omicide commit is going to be going down, and Saxa, he held on the relocate. As a result, he'll be falling as well. In the mid lane, they will find a kill in the Tide, but not exactly worth it. Saxa does get out, but you still lose your big gyrocopter. Brax lives.
I think Farah could have chased him. He has a phase boots, Yashin, Kaya, a lot of movement speed, even though Tide has phase. 2 more hits would be enough, maybe even 1 hit.
Definitely an interesting scenario. I think he was worried about the response, right? You lose the gyro top like that, there's never going to be a relocate to give you strength in those fights if it suddenly happens. And you're basically diving between shrines on either side of you. Well, basically be a stage at which you say, this is not worth. BPD. Gonna build the Crimson. I was wondering, this is a big question in my mind, is was he gonna go Crimson or Blink, right? Are you gonna be the initiation, or are you just looking to tank your team up? And I guess it makes sense with the IO there, with the Enigma. NiP know they can just kind of like deathball down a lane once they reach a critical mass. That might approach soon, actually, as Enigma does have the BKB heading towards the Blink Dagger next.
Yeah, those 2 bracers on Enigma really not doing anything plus upgraded magic wand because they're not fighting at all.
It was a deterrent. It stopped them ever going on him, alright? They were like, oh, I don't know, he's got double bracer, that sounds scary.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets GPM talent on 15 and buys straight refresher.
It's not a terrible idea of how quick games are now. PPD, he tried. We'll just back up here, so all our towers gone for the side of NiP, and Team, they still have that insurance policy to tier 2 in the mid. Gyro with the Brave, creep cutting. Will they need to relocate this time? Will they think to use it? They might want to. Rio's come across now. Yours is going to be there. Need to relocate right out. Got the Invis rune as well. He decides against it. Going to try and stand and fight. Going to turn around. Ravage is going to be there. Soulbind connected on 2. Gyro and IO down already. And Farah turns immediately around and just runs away.
Yeah, I think they're overcommitting every single time they catch IO and Gyro. DP pops and ulti. They really don't need to do it.
And every time, Saxa keeps holding these relocates. Is it not worth it if you get your Gyro out?
I don't think he can make it. Silence was used. There was Ravage anyway, so can't get him out.
That's kind of the thing. I think that's a big thing with the change, is how IO players perceive that ult now. It's not really in their minds, this is defensive, I'll save someone. It's, I need to go aggressive with this because of the channel time. Definitely was a big change for the hero. Rune's coming up in 15 seconds. It looks like Team should secure 3 of them. Sammy Boy, as ever, positioned in this bot lane.
Yeah, Sammy Boy loves enemy jungle with Battle Fury. Plus a Blink Dagger, he farms so quick. Look at him, 5,000, 6,000 ahead of everyone else.
Smells like money. That Butterfly ever closer. Astral up here. Butterfly. Make a move, Nusham. He's all alone, no one's going to help him out.
Butterfly is a really good choice in this game. Against Gyro, against the OD especially.
I mean, you're 1 item ahead, and that's kind of the key thing here, is Gyro can eventually build an MKB, but by the time he gets it, your Butterfly has already been on the table for 5 minutes at least. You already see the line being drawn, actually, as Team are going to invade the jungle, look for the shield, Ice might be in the way, PPD does stun up and drops the Walrus Punch, the movement in though, Ice shot through, not on the mark. Godstrike gets forced out with the Warcry. Sammy Boy's the target, home missiles coming in, he has got the Blade Fury to work with, so have to pop it just to survive. Eventually. There it is. But the problem with this is, it's not bad for Team that they didn't get any kills there, because all of NiP had to respond, right? And Team are just sitting there going, Grimstroke's respawning soon, so this is 4 people to distract 5.
Yeah, they're respecting NiP OD with the 10-second BKB. Enigma with his 10-second BKB, getting closer to a Blink Dagger. Gyro. They have 3 10-second BKB. NiP wants to fight right now. The problem is they don't have a way to start it.
That's the thing. Team. This is the critical point which they probably felt they need to be ahead. 2k net worth lead might not be cozy enough. They definitely need the next Roche. They're going to look for a pick-off before it spawns though. PPD might be that. We'll try to try and run away. Aisha's trying to cut him off. He goes the other way. Doesn't matter though. With the Inkspell going to chase forward, Sammy Boy should be able to finish him off. BKB on the side, Farther. Soulbind in next to 33. The sun's going to be there. Astro comes out. Ryoyo move forward the exit. There's the Ravage on the backline. Next on the Gyro, the Black Hole. No, isn't good enough. The Omnistack's running through. Farther getting low. He's going to tank the whole damn thing. And it looks like their problem might be going down. They'll find the kill. The big crit on the side is Farther falls as well. They find more as the question. Enigma stand up at the spot. People go down. And Team. They needed someone to secure that Roche pit, and they find it. And Juggernaut now get through that without the Exorcism, probably.
And Gyro just TPing to a side, trying to get the maximum out of it, but Sammy Boy, man, he's so farmed.
Yeah, he's pretty stacked at this point. You know, I said he was an item ahead. He's getting to the point where he might be 2 items ahead of this range. Electro used just to make sure he can dodge the stun. Brax. Just running around like a headless chicken. Doesn't have to care. He's a tanky boy. He's just there to provide the Vlad spot for the Juggernaut.
And we can look at that fight again. The problem is Sven died before the fight started, so he couldn't use the war cry to buff his teammates.
And that Soulbind, that was max range. 33, hung around for just a little second. This Black Hole doesn't look bad, but the Omni Slash has already gone off. Fodder does a good job to tank the whole thing. But turns out Sammy Boy moves fast and hits hard.
Yeah, I think Fodder just used ulti straight away, tried to burn some of their mana, dealt a little bit of damage, but it was not effective.
Well, this is kind of the difference between heroes like OD and these Agi cores like Juggernaut is you saw him just chase him the whole time. With the change so you got movement speed out of agility, at this stage in the game it's very hard to kite someone like a Juggernaut. Especially since he's got Blink and Yasha.
42 armor on Jug.
Reasonable. And you know, you have got pure damage in fairness on the OD. The problem is Omni Slash is off cooldown again, and he's on the hunt.
Are scanning.
Might even just look to go Roche here and then go high ground. I think the pressure is now on NiP to make the move. They have to do something about this. Especially since tag team works with Roche, so it does speed things up. Hey, Lock.
Black Hole is in cooldown for 50 seconds, so they're just gonna try to play around it. See what Team is doing.
Slow them down a little bit.
Jug already soloing the Roche.
Yeah, he doesn't care. The rest of his team just creates this huge buffer zone, because without that Black Hole, there's no way in hell NiP can get close. They're thinking about it though. Sun's gonna get on the task. There's a Rock Barrage as well, doing a lot of damage to BKB from Ace. Omnislash being tanked up by him, he needs to move apart. Is it enough? PPD trying to keep his core alive, and Ace trying to move away the Soulbind on him of 33. This happened all over again. Ace getting low, the final hits coming through. Exorcism's not good enough. The overcharge from Saxon will keep his core alive as they retreat. The buyback from Io gets good effect in the end. Might not find kills, but it keeps an important hero alive.
Yeah, they're just buying time. This is good. BKBs are on cooldown, but Enigma ulti ready right now. OD ulti ready. Can they get into Roche pit? Nah, it's
they got chased too far away. PPD's the only one nearby, and no one else in the neighborhood means that's going to be an easy pick off for Team in the end. And actually, they might find PPD as well. Astral comes out. They just want to make sure Juggernaut's not a problem. These illusions even hurt. And are in fact quite tanky with that 44 round. Aegis claims win probability. Where you at? Okay. We've moved from the 46-54 split. 25% chance NiP take this now. Feels like a very different game from maybe 10 minutes ago, because in fairness, at that stage, Enigma got all the space he wanted. He didn't have to do anything. Now it feels like NiP are going, play free. We need your Black Hole. We need a big play, and we need it soon.
They really need a big Black Hole, definitely. Maybe even with the Midnight Pulse, just for some extra damage.
And they know there's going to be no cheeky tricks. They know they can't afford to tether to the Enigma for a second, so he's getting his own axe. It's all about Gyro. They know how in on that hero they are. And look how confident Ryoyo's feeling. He's not even going for an Aeon Dip, he's going for the Sheep Stick.
He has a BKB and Yule Scepter plus a cheese, so he can afford it.
Brax.
Man, Brax is doing such a good job just taunting them, faking that ulti.
It's just there going, just in case you guys didn't know, I've got Ravage available. So please commit.
Meanwhile, top lane, OD is pushing, forcing a glyph.
But it's an OD is the problem. It's not this hard push that's going to take a tower on the
But
flip
there's
tonight.
2 siege creeps, so
They
this
can take the
tower
tower.
could go down.
Decent damage done. The TP's going to come in. Juggernaut ensuring that tower stays up. They know the key to this, because it might not even be that they get the game on this Roche, but the next one is definitely going to be crucial. You want to keep your shrines up at all costs. Any breach of that base does compromise exactly that. That's the other thing for TEAMTEAM. They haven't taken the shrines despite having a tier 3 taken. And they don't really feel pressured to, either. Like, they just leave
took
them up.
the Roche, so they really don't care
Yeah.
about the shrines. They can take it a little bit later, maybe at the 3rd Roche spawn.
That's the thing. If they get allowed to do what they done last time, where they just create this huge buffer zone between the Roche and the enemy team, they don't even really need to take the shrines out of the equation. Instead, they're going to head down mid. Sammy Boy moving forward. Omnislash comes down to PPD. So just get rid of this pesky war pride. He still has the Abyssal for a secondary target if anyone comes close. OD on the split push again. Fada says little catapult, do your work. Relocate coming in. They're going for the split push play. Stuns out on the Sammy Boy. The buyback being used on the PPD. They just want to slow this down a little bit. Can they slow it down enough? There's the Abyssal coming out. PPD needs to be careful. The stun's going to be there as well. The Midnight Pulse doing a lot of damage. Exorcism as they retreat back to the base to try and get rid of the Dirty Rats. Sammy Boy will go down once.
Where's the black hole? He's gonna use it.
He's got the black hole. He's not wasting any time with this. And Sammy Boy will go down a second time. They force the rest of the team to retreat to try and defend their base. They find a kill. They do not even lose their melee racks.
They did not want any tricks there. He had a blink ready who could blink out, so he figured out black hole straight away, and they want to force out a buyback. Tide still has Ravage, no blink dagger. He can buy one if he sells the bracer.
Well, here's the big problem. Force out a buyback that Juggernaut doesn't have. And they'll realize this very quickly.
Oh, he's so far away from a buyback.
Well, you have Aegis, right? You're playing greedy because you're like, I got second life. There's no way this works against us. But the moment TEAMTEAM went back to their base, everything turned into a mess.
Oh yeah, 747 trying to cut the creep wave, but he's only a DP. They need to make something happen, but the problem is they think he has a buyback.
You can see it. They're reluctant to commit too hard, even though they have 3 buybacks available on all their cores. And NiP, they respect the Juggernaut. They know it's a threat. They're just trying to take control of the map again, maybe try and invade this jungle, try and choke off TEAMTEAM a little bit, slow them down, bring that net worth back to even. Especially seeing as that Juggernaut is now up to 25,500 net worth.
Yeah, my boy Enigma with the GPM talent.
He's going to catch it up.
The refresher orb. Yeah, it's really fine. He needs to sell the bracer, sell magic wand, and he's going to have it pretty soon.
On that stage, you can easily commit the black hole for just a Juggernaut, and then you got a second one for anyone else who wants to fight. And also in that scenario, like say you do what you just done mid to the Jug, and you go, he's probably got buyback. You just run down mid. You go, okay, we've got a second black hole. Bring it. Fada. Well, they're bringing it to him in the mid lane. War's Punch is available. Won't get a chance to use it. Stunned up. Arx might need to retreat. Needs to be killed. The Science Clips gets him low. But this is one beefy boy. The Tusk refuses to die.
He was afraid of Tidehunter using a Ravage, so he just burned his mana. Has 20 magic wand charges. Even someone gave him a cheese. He gives it back.
I don't need it. I got one. It's a story of Tide so far today. How often we see them just sitting on 21 charges? They know the only thing that matters is a nice big Ravage. They're back in the base. Elon War behind them as well. Sammy Boy's not even remotely threatened. They even sniped the core. Interesting place for it to be. Guess it was scouting. And Fada's on the split push again. They could make a few relocate play once more. Maybe a little bit too late though.
Black hole still on cooldown for 20 seconds.
Are they TEAMTEAM? Are they gonna hang around? They want to go again. They're delaying Sammy Boy. This could backfire if they're not very careful. 33 black hole in 10 seconds. Snowball there. No pulse there. The Omni Slash straight away. 33's going to go down. He has got the buyback available. Exorcism commit. They want to wait for the black hole and then buyback. There it is. Going to look at the TP right now. Sammy Boy getting low. Going to move away. The Abyssal and the Gyrocopter, so he can't pursue. And they do not find a black hole opportunity. As the rest of TEAMTEAM just make it out. No one has to die for that.
This is so good for TEAMTEAM. They got the buyback from Enigma. They got the mid-Draxis and tier 3 tower on bottom. This item is huge though. Crimson Guard on Sven, even though it doesn't block damage from DP ulti, it's still good. Plus a Warcry, a lot of effective HP.
Against this Juggernaut with big Omni Slashes, it can pay off. That's the thing, at the same time, you know, you got to think about Omni Slash, how strong it is. You are also up against a Gyro that it's an Agi hero. He's going to get a lot of armor. And he's getting fairly tanky himself, heading towards the Satanic next. Always remembering how important buyback is. Smoke movement by NiP. Can they make happen? PPD, because he went for this Crimson Guard, he's not their form of initiation. He hasn't got a Blink Dagger. They have got rid of that last hour tower. Now everyone's base is a little bit exposed. Especially after they took that melee. Did they see the melee or the range?
It's melee.
The melee, right? Yeah, they got the melee right from the ball.
They're gonna take the Shrine. Roche may respawn in less than a minute. So double Enigma ulti or double Tidehunter ulti. This could be big for both teams. Double DP ulti, a lot of good big ulti cooldowns which you wanna remove.
Potentially triple Black Hole for the Enigma at this rate.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
He's, despite that buyback, still fairly close to the Refresher. But with the gold talent, it shouldn't take him too long.
Dire are scanning.
He really doesn't need that magic wand bracer. He can disassemble arcane boots.
Just stripping everything and selling
I mean, it's go hard or go home right now. He needs 1 point. Okay, he bought a Shadow Blade.
Okay.
All right.
That's another way to initiate. I mean, no one else would put TEAMTEAM in a scenario where they go, we need sentries everywhere right now.
They have one sentry on task and that's it.
Is under attack.
They did always sentry up NiP's base though. They got some vision. If there's ever a defensive Black Hole attempt. Roche. Oh, 1 minute 20 to go. Both teams are each just trying to push against each other, get those waves in a favorable position so they can sneak in. I think the big concern is for NiP, because TEAMTEAM definitely would do this Roche quicker. With the Juggernaut solos like last time, or even if you stick the Tuscan there. Insanely fast. Looks like OD did decide to tank up as well. I did find that, not the last fight, the one before, he was the guy who had to tank the Omni Slash. X coming out. Found a good target. Toss should be going down. No chance to respond to that. And the Astral connects on the second one. Father of the BKB. Omni Slash going to be there though. Can he tank all this? He might be out to. The Midnight Pulse goes down. The stun on the 33 in the Abyssal as well. No! He's down! No chance for a Black Hole. And he has no buyback. Ace forced to buy the BKB. Going to get Nushim low. Can he finish him off though? But one more tap's going to be there. PPD gets the kill down the Stonewall. Coming out with the buyback from Tusk. Will Nipple's going to sack for the Ravage there. The BKB runs out. Gyro takes stuff in a lot of trouble. It's going to run them down one by one. The buyback's paying off for them so far. They needed it. Mike's still going to fall. They just can't stand against this Gyro. He holds his ground. They get rid of the Death Prophet. And that is what they were looking for. They'll be able to secure the pit.
Oh man, 747 used the Abyssal Blade, mid Omni Slash, the stun, Enigma, then he bashed him again, so Enigma didn't do anything in this team fight. But seems like everyone bought back. Let me just check. Only
Except
OD does not have a buyback. DP did not buy back because she lacks gold. And Roche is up.
I mean, that 20 strength talent paid off pretty quickly because he could have easily went down in that scenario otherwise. As you said, Roche is now up. NiP just walk in, they go, okay. No DP for 40 seconds, and even then no exorcism. Ravage committed as well. Omni Slash gone. That's a freebie. And that's going to be an Enigma with multiple Black Holes when he's back up.
Cheers, Aegis, and Refresher Orb.
I mean, there's even an argument potentially given to Ace. If he gets like, oh, okay, they're going to stick on OD. He's going to carry it for Enigma in the meantime. But it's like Ace with the Satanic BKB now. There is an argument. Which one do you need more?
Pata might hold this Refresher. Or double Hex, double BKB.
Like the science is pretty good as well, right? Drain all their mana. Except for that Tide.
Yeah, you can't burn Tide's mana. That magic wand just way too good.
Nah, we'll see a clutch. We'll see a clutch play, right? He'll use the wand and then refresh second Science Eclipse before he can use the Ravage. It's definitely not that complicated to pull off, I swear. Looks like there's going to be a Sky pick-off base soon. I like this as well because you saw him, right? So far, just trying to tank the Omni Slash, even with the IO, it's not quite enough. But with this item choice, he can stand his ground, he can chase for more. That's the thing. That's always been the thing for NiP is when they get into a raw 5-on-5 with the tankiness of their heroes, with these type of items, with the war cry as well, and the black hole threat looming over TEAMTEAM's head. It's very hard for them to find a pick off on the side of TEAMTEAM.
Enigma has Refresher Shard right now, so that's double ulti. If he doesn't get stunned by Jug. Look at Jug, he's super jacked. Level 25, 6 slotted, has 93 snowballs.
More attack speed now.
More snowmans and...
just going for that moonshot, he knows what he needs.
Only missing a moonshot has firework.
The filthiest Jug game I've watched was, he had a Magnus, so of course it was already filthy. And he went double butterfly moonshot. And the rapid speed with which he attacked, well, that was the true anime effect. So I wonder if we'll get to the stage where he starts switching something like a Sanjin Yasha out for more attack speed. Smoke movement by NiP. Look at the way TEAMTEAM move. They're very kind of reluctant as they just probe forward with Ryoya. It's just him out front, right? Like, closer.
Closer? Just killed Arcane Rune.
Don't need it. But are you just sitting there going, Death Prophet, if you've got a ward, watch this. Just get rid of the Arcane. There's a tear in his eyes. Ryoya goes, I could have used that.
Dire are scanning.
Especially with that Hex sitting in his inventory as well. Grimstroke, I think Grimstroke did take the GPM talent, right? It just hasn't felt...
Yeah, I mean, the other talent is pretty shitty.
Yeah. I mean, if you're taking a movement speed talent of 30 over gold, you've got problems. He's not doing too bad in terms of items, but it's weird with Grimstroke. It's not that hero that necessarily needs this big item, right? His strength comes from his abilities as opposed to itemization.
Yeah, he went for Spirit Vessel as the first item, just stop the region on IO, but then way too many defensive items in my opinion. You go for Ether Lance, usually you just want to get the Ether Lance maybe into Hex. Hex could be the item to change the game. I don't think Force Staff at this point is going to do anything.
Yeah, if they're on top of you, like how do you disengage with Force Staff? Maybe you use it aggressively, right? Because that's what we don't see enough of is aggressive Force Staffs. Get your tight deep, even though it's got a blink tag. You can just see it again. TEAMTEAM playing where they feel comfortable. Bot lane. They still haven't taken the racks down here, in fairness, so it's not bad for Sammy Boy to be lingering. You push hard, you get in for a moment. You try and TP out and get black hold. All reasonable. NiP, they have pressure in 2 other lanes. This is always the crux right now. Is they can be split up because of that global presence with the IO. So the only way you do this is if you jump IO instead. Not PBD. Don't jump PBD. X coming out. X Mike forced up the way. Is it good enough though? Snowball's going to be there on the PPD. Starts running. Drags him further back. Can they lock him down? Yes, they can. Backfire to hit him pretty hard after stealing a few in.
Yeah, and that's a lot of vent on him. 16 already before the fight started. Sammy Boy is trying to split push on the bottom lane. Does not have a buyback yet. 2.5 minutes. NiP is keeping track of it.
Neither does your Tusk though. That's the problem. And they know this because he fought back recently. So Sammy Boy is not wrong in making this move, but you can't buy enough time doing this. They can take your whole base before Tusk is back up. They might just do that. And
Mike lost the gem as well.
You need the only slash ravage of your life. Stun to slow down Brax, so he can't move in. Could be another melee rat's going down pretty easily. Alright boys, time to play for Megas. PKB from Ryoya moving in, the Hexen's going to be there, and then one more time going through, Ravage as well, Hex on the Sven, but he's so damn tanky, PBD tanks the whole damn thing. Black Hole connects on the 2, Omni Slash is not going to save you, and neither is the playthrough off with Sammy Boy slowed down by Sky, one final tap, the flash of the sanity flip. Buyback comes out from Ryoya, but maybe too late, Ice Mike's going to go down as well, and they can just run back into your base and clean everything up. Brax just trying to skip away, and Fana, he says, I'm already on a boss, I'm going to run him down, I'm going to avenge the fallen.
He's just ditching him. GG, that's it. TEAMTEAM try to go for a play around the Aegis timing, but it was not enough. At this point, Gyro with all these items, Sven, Crimson Guard, Warcry, way too much HP on the heroes to kill them.
That was the thing. The Sven done so much this game between